Okay, guys, I hope everybody can hear me. I've got to admit, I'm a little bit nervous because it's the first time I've done one of these. This is totally different, obviously, from being a DJ. Because, as a DJ, you run around with a cordless microphone, you jump through the people, you're all fired up. You're trying to fire up all the people yourself as well. And whereas now I'm sitting at a desk, I have no audience other than all you lovely people out there watching my very first live. And I would like to start by giving a little bit of a history of myself. Um, I heard the first time about on Passive on the 10th of July 2018, which was basically 4 or 5 days after Ash went live with his idea. And I got an email from my sponsor, Ken Russo, saying that he have something for me that might help me with my own sites. I have been an admin for over 20 years. I did own quite a few sites back then. I've cut that back to currently only 3. And the biggest problem that I faced, and everybody else, I guess, for that matter, even as a program owner, is that, get the marketing right, get people to come to your programs, help those people that are part of your program to, be able to market properly and get some referrals and so on. So when Ken sent me the email, I sort of had a few questions. I didn't get a reply, unfortunately, probably because of the time difference, until 24 hours later. And it was intriguing, to say the least. But the one thing that stuck with me the whole time was basically, man, if he pulls this off, then it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. It's going to help me. It's going to help everybody, and it's just going to be like a gift from God type of thing. I had no hesitation. I said, okay, what do I do? He said, well, you go to this Google document, you put in your name, blah 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 blah. You pay your $97 and so on, and I did that within a flash. Because I just had a good feeling about it. Also on Ash himself, I have been involved to some extent with Ash, not directly, but a member of his team in another company, where he has been the number one marketer since May 2005. And from all the information that I have, still to date, is the number one top earner there. So I knew the name, I was familiar with what Ash was doing. And so therefore, there was kind of a little bit of a trust, a little bit of a base, if you like, was already there. And then, it sort of evolved into what On Passive has become today, an idea, a Google document, into an absolute monster, as we all know. Back to what I would like to do. I would like to do a live every Sunday if possible. I feel there is probably too many webinars already that dealing with issues that are purely based on passive this, on passive that, and on passive the other. So that's been more than sufficiently covered, in my honest opinion. What I would like to do, and that's why I call it Tom's Sunday ROM. The ROM stands for reflections, opinions, and motivation. Trying to put a total different aspect on life, online business, relationships, and so on. Now, today's subject is that Rome wasn't built in a day, but they were laying bricks every hour. I'm wondering if anybody ever heard the name John Haywood. Most likely not. Let me explain. John Haywood was an English playwright who lived many hundreds of years ago. Today, Haywood is basically known for his poems, his proverbs, and plays. But more than any of his work, It's actually his phrases that have made him famous. Here are some popular sayings that have been credited to John Hayward: out of sight, out of mind, better late than never, the more, the merrier. And another one: many hands make light work. But there's one phrase from Hayward that's particularly interesting when it comes to building better habits, or for that matter, to build a massive giant like on passive. And that is, Rome was not built in one day. And typically, people use the phrase Rome wasn't built in a day to remind someone of the time needed to create something great. And it's true, it takes time, sometimes years, to master a skill, a craft, or a habit, or to build a monster like on passive. And while it's good to keep perspective on your dreams, I think it's better to remember the other side of this story. Rome wasn't built in a day, but they were laying bricks every hour. On passive started just as an idea some 4 years ago, and it has evolved into something I could have never imagined in my wildest dreams. I'm sure if somebody would have told Ash himself 4 years ago to go and build an empire, his Roman Empire, if you like, he probably would have said something along the lines, you got to be crazy to even attempt something like this. So all of a sudden, the project of building a road for us has become the project of building the highway of success. That's the way I look at it. There are many obstacles or problems, if you like, when attempting to build your own empire. The main problem seems to be that it can be really easy to overestimate the importance of building your Roman Empire and totally at the same time, totally underestimate the importance of laying another brick. At the end of the day, whatever you build in real terms, you need bricks. Might be a wall, might be a building, might be whatever. Sure, I know there's 3D printing now, but hey, let's stay with this for a while for the sake of the example. So the importance of laying another brick is definitely an absolute must when building your empire. But many people have got an underestimation how important it is to lay the brick. It's just another brick. Why worry about it? Much better to think about the dream of Rome, right? Wrong. I'll tell you why. Rome is just the result. The bricks are the system. And the system is always greater than the goal. Focusing on your habits is more important than worrying about the outcome. And of course, there's nothing impressive about laying a brick. It's not a fantastic amount of work. It's not a great feat of strength or stamina or intelligence. And certainly nobody is going to applaud you for it. Ask Ash. But laying a brick every day, year after year, that's how you build an empire. We started small. And let me tell you that Ash has been laying bricks every hour, day after day, for over 4 years now. No matter what day of the week it is, no matter what time of the day it is, no matter what time of the year it is. Might be holiday, summer, winter, whatever, whatever. It's basically like he says, do or die trying. And boy, does he try. He and his bricklayers, his tech team, it's impossible for them to build everything we want today. But you know what? They always find a way of laying another brick. And sure, during this whole journey, there have been plenty of potholes. Some bricks were laid, then for some reason got broken. So what did Ash do? Simple. He removed the broken brick and put a brand new one in its place. And that's how you build your empire. Brick after brick after brick. And I want to go back quickly to my own experience of having been an admin for so long. I'm pleased to say that I'm doing plenty of the coding and the designing myself. You learn as you go, and experience comes basically from trying. You try and find out what works, what doesn't, what looks good, what doesn't look good, and so on. Did I get it right all the time? Hell no, absolutely not. But I always been of the philosophy that you live and hopefully you learn. So I've got a bit of an idea of what it takes to build something from scratch, but I'm talking small stuff here. It's like comparing a drop of water with the whole of the Pacific Ocean, if you like. The biggest lesson being an admin and attempting various different projects over the years, and mind you, I somewhat think that this applies to everyday life too. You don't learn, you don't earn. Let me repeat that. You don't learn, you don't earn. It's that simple. Now, there's a lot of people, including in my own team, that's sort of starting to get a little bit impatient. If anybody had any reason to be impatient, it'd be myself, trust me. I have had no income, no decent or steady income for the past 2 years. I've been living on free faucet income, believe it or not. I'm doing faucets every day. It's become a bit of a passion, but it also helps a little bit towards, what I need to pay the bills and so on. Now, why do things take a while? Why does stuff take so long? I just want to use one example out of probably hundreds. Think about for a minute in terms of payment merchants. Let's say in 3 months from now, the average income will be 1,000 US dollar every month, okay? For every single founder. Now, there'll be some people that probably be earning six figures. There'll be others that will earn less than 1,000. Some may earn nothing in the first, second, or third month. It can happen. But as a rule, let's say we have as an average income $1,000. Now keep in mind there's just to keep it as round and simple, 1.4 million founders times $1,000 is $1.4 billion. Now, who do you think is going to move that kind of money? This is 1 month. I'm only talking 1 month, people. It's absolutely astronomical, absolutely phenomenal. I cannot see even a company such as PayPal moving that kind of money every month, after month, without laying some very heavy restrictions, rules, and regulations, and all the rest of it. Now, if you multiply that by the number of countries we are in, I think you get the picture. I think you're starting to understand the issues that the company as such is facing. And I only used one example of the payment merchant. So at the end of the day, all we can do is patient and let the bricklayers do their job. Okay. After all, the road that's being built for us is going to change your life forever. No ifs, no buts, no doubt in my mind. And what will that do for you? What will that do for me? What will that do for everybody else? No financial problems anymore, ever. No boss, unless you choose to have one. You can send your children, your grandchildren, to any school, university, whatever it may be, they wish to attend without having to worry about any fees. Or you could create a scholarship in somebody's name that's dear to you and no longer with you and offer it to less fortunate children. Why? Because you will be able to do so. Take your partner in life, your family, your friends, to any place they ever dreamed of going to. Why? Because you can. Life is good, but I have news for you. It will get a heck of a lot better very soon. So sit back, relax, fasten your seatbelts, and enjoy the ride. I'm nearly done. I would like to leave you with a story that sort of blew me away the first time I read it. When you hear of celebrities, you know, you either like them or you don't. That's what I do. You know, I either like an actor or an actress, or I just simply don't. I think, oh my God, that's her again. You know, or, wow, look, it's whoever it might be. This particular story has given me a lot of inspiration the first time I read it and every time I read it again. Keanu Reeves was abandoned by his father at 3 years old and grew up with three different stepfathers. He's dyslexic, sorry. His dream of becoming a hockey player was shattered by a serious accident. His daughter died at birth. His wife died in a car accident. His best friend River Phoenix died of an overdose. His sister has leukemia. And with everything that has happened to him, Keanu Reeves never misses an opportunity to help people in need. When he was filming the movie The Lake House, he overheard the conversation of two custom assistants, costume, sorry, and one cried because he would lose his house if he did not pay $20,000, you know, towards the mortgage. That very same day, Keanu Reeves deposited the necessary amount in the woman's bank account. He also donated astronomical amounts of money to hospitals. In 2010, on his birthday, Keanu Reeves walked into a bakery and bought a small cake with a single candle on it. He ate it in front of the bakery and offered coffee to people who stopped by to talk to him. After earning massive amounts of money for the Matrix trilogy, the actor donated more than $50 million to the staff who handled the costumes and special effects, as they were the true heroes of the trilogy, as he calls them. He also gave a Harley Davidson to each of the stunt people. That alone is a total expense of several $1,000,000. And for many successful films, he has given up 90% of his salary to allow the production crew to hire other stars. In 1997, some paparazzi found him walking one morning in the company of a homeless man in Los Angeles, listening to him and sharing his life for a few hours. You see, most stars, when they make a charitable gesture, they're declared all over the media. Keanu has never claimed to be doing anything charitable. He simply does it. He does it as a matter of moral principles and not to look better in the eyes of others. This man could buy anything he wants, but instead, he gets up every day and chooses one thing that cannot be bought: to be a good person. That's all I got for you today, guys. I appreciate everybody that's attended my very first. Next Sunday subject line will be the secret of success. That'll be a good one. I will have quite a few examples from my own life, a few things that I've sort of picked up here and there as I'm surfing the web. I wish you all a fantastic week. Thanks again for coming. Thanks again for listening. It's been absolutely awesome to have you here. 21 people from what I can see, which is not a bad start. Have a wonderful one. We'll see you next Sunday. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks, Marty, again for your help too. Much, much appreciated. Bye for now.